it's a very strange name. Maybe that's not a good name.
No, it's good. Now that we understand it was doll, not doll.
Yeah.
There you go. I think I say both of those words with the same pronunciation. You guys in the Midwest have a better way of like distinguishing your vowels than I do.
I think someone joined us on the phone.
Really? I don't see.
I see something at the bottom that's.
I see a phone icon and it's got a phone number.
Hello, is someone there on the phone?
Hello.
Hello, is that John Hamilton?
That's John Hamilton, yeah.
Hi,
Wonderful
John.
to have you.
Getting back from you guys, see what kind of trouble you're going to get into.
Oh, John, we're so glad to have you with us.
Well, we had a little bit of trouble working with the system here, but finally got it done.
Fabulous.
What did you encounter? Just so I know if other people have any issues. What happened?
Well, I think we're not familiar with the sequencing of numbers and what they represent. So I get, because of my Parkinson's, I get shaky. I don't think clearly through the nature of the request for information for numbers. Does that make sense to you?
A lot of numbers. It's a lot of numbers too, so can't imagine.
Yeah, when I look at it, I've got telephone numbers and I've got participant numbers. That makes it a little bit more complicated for me. But I'm eager to listen to what you all are doing, maybe add if I can.
Yes, definitely, John. Yep, we're going to be doing a lot of talking today, or at least Nichole is going to be a lot of facilitating.
Robert is saying he can't get in. I don't know.
Where's
Let
he
me try
coming from?
He's at the house. I'm at the office.
But I mean, like, is it coming from Facebook or what's not working?
I don't know. Let me check with him. I'll let you know.
Okay. I know Sean was supposed to come, so I'll text him too and see where he might be.
I think he might run late. He mentioned he might be late.
Okay, sounds good.
It may be a problem with what's the hour, what time is it in each individual's place. I may be a little bit off. Robert may be a little bit off.
He's trying from Facebook, Sam.
Huh, that's weird. Well, let me go ahead and, what's his email?
I'll text you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Hey, you guys. Just relax.
My dog and cat do not live in harmony.
I thought you were giving us that advice. It's
Sorry.
It's good.
If they tell each other, but sometimes they get annoyed.
Is this a view of the future?
Yes, it's the view of the now.
The future.
I talked with my daughter who's in Indiana. She's a teacher. And she tells me that they are working harder now under the circumstances than they ever did with the normal circumstance.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so much harder, especially if you don't typically teach online. You've got to learn all the mediums now, and it's very hard.
Okay, we're gonna wait for Robert. And then we
I feel very fortunate to have a job. It's just weird to do acting classes through Zoom.
Are all your students, Nichole, are they all connected and able to join you for your classes?
I hadn't had any troubles yet. I mean, one or two might not have a video, but then they come in, or one might be missing, but that's not out of the norm.
It's true, yeah. But that's definitely so difficult. You know, I'm teaching public speaking and interpersonal, intercultural. 80% or 70% of my coursework was to be done live, interactive, in class. And yours is the same, Nichole, I'm sure. And it's just incredibly difficult.
Yeah. It was, the timing was fine, I guess, because a lot of things are turning towards independent work. So it's just a matter of learning how to self-tape. But in this world, as far as, 2020 as an actor, you need to know how to do that anyway. So in some ways it was a blessing.
Interesting. That's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah.
Did you convey that to your students? Because that might be kind of motivational for them to,
Well, the first day back, we really had a check-in. It wasn't so much a class as I'm going to show you how we're going to move forward. We're still doing this, just in a different platform. And I think that alleviated a lot of anxiety.
Nichole, you're holding a chicken.
What? There's a chicken?
Yes.
Oh, hello. How are you?
It was so funny to have this regular, normal conversation, but there's this chicken. So it was very entertaining.
The chicken's about to be named Wilson. Actually, there's a spider in my house, and I used to jump at them, and then I might try to take them out, but I end up killing them. So I think it's just someone to talk to now.
Yeah, you can name them. It's a pet now.
Good approach. I like it.
Very black, though. Like, I'm always concerned they're the black widows, but this one is not shy and is very quick, so I don't think that's a black widow.
Yeah, black widows are really easy to identify. They got those red hourglasses. They're beautiful.
Oh.
They have they're black, and then they have it looks like a red hourglass on the back. They're really distinctive.
My neighbor said she would find them, and so, my ears perked up. And then one day there was this little tiny, tiny black spider that I thought was dead. And I just moved on about my day, and I was going to leave because she said they get very shy and they'll just curl up if you get near. So they're very easy to take out. So I turned the lights off to leave, and that's when I started watching it uncoil. I was like, no, you have to go. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Trying to pull a fast one on me.
Sam, Robert says he's here, but I don't see him.
I see a Carrie Bachman as a nod.
Oh.
No. Robert, are you here?
I'm here.
Yay, okay.
Robert, you can turn on your video.
It's okay.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you guess what that sound is?
No.
Do it again, Nichole. What about you, John? Can you guess what that sound is?
Well, I thought it must be something that's got two legs, got some toenails,
Something with toenails.
feathers.
Yeah, you got it, John. It's a rubber chicken. Awesome.
Really?
So I think we can get started now. If you guys are ready.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
So I know everybody. I think, Sandy, this is the first time I'm meeting you.
I think so. Nice to meet you.
And Jim, yes, first time I'm meeting you. Very nice to meet you. I'm Nichole. I teach at NMSU. I've been here about 3 years. And I've pretty much, other than some odd jobs, only done theater all my life.
Oh, one second, Nichole. I think we have one more person coming in just before. We have someone on the phone. Who's there?
Florence.
Florence! Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy
Well,
you're
you
here.
made it. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem, Florence. I was just about to maybe call you because you sounded so excited to come. So I'm glad you made it. So we have Nichole Hamilton here, and Carrie, we have Jim, we have Beth, we have Sandy, we have Robert, and we have John Hamilton. We have a lot of people.
And
This is
three
not John, this is Florence.
3 Hamiltons in one call.
That's a record.
Hey,
Related.
So this is a monologue workshop, and the idea is that when we leave today, we'll have some ideas on how to write the monologue. And then when we come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to recruit some actors to read people's monologues out loud. So I think Sam is going to send the deadline, the date, so that we can pass them over to the actors, and they'll have a little time to work with the monologue before they present it. So your words will be interpreted by an actor.
Interesting.
Cool.
And then one more thing. I'm sorry, Nichole, because this is so we have some background noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone, and the people on the phone be muted. So if you want to be unmuted, press number 6. The number 6 will unmute you if you're on the phone, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone right now.
Awesome. Thank you. So I thought what we do is some simple improv that only requires words, that we don't have to do a lot of big grand gestures because a lot of us are in smaller spaces. But at least that can start getting us warmed up. And I came across this phrase that I thought was a perfect theme for what's happening, which disruption serves a purpose. So it's finding what the purpose is in this disruption. So I'll come back to that with some prompts later that I thought might be useful. But in the meantime, we'll just do a little free flow of some improv with words and see where it goes. So this game is one-word story. Now my screen, I know some people are on the phone, but my screen, I've got the Brady Bunch going on. Is that what you have? Does anybody have a view other than the 3, 6, 9? Everybody, and is Sam in the up corner and then me in the up? Okay, so everybody's got a different look. Okay. Mm-hmm. So why don't we do this? Why don't we use the chat box? Well, then there's John and Florence, because it's a one-word story. So why don't we just shout it out and I'll type it in. But it goes like, the brown dog. So you're really listening to what came before and what comes next, but it's just one word. So does anybody want to start off with one word and feel free to, I guess, unmute.
Okay, yeah, give me 1 second to unmute everyone.
And we'll deal with a little noise.
Yeah, no problem. Give me 1 second.
And then for those of you that are on the phone that can't see the chat box, I'll go back when we're done and recite the story. But just remember, we're going for like a beginning, middle, and end, 3 or 4 sentences, one word at a time. All right, so anybody can start us off.
Shaggy?
Now.
Read it.
What?
First
Shaggy?
word.
Evening.
What?
The evening? The evening?
Calm.
Calm?
Calm.
Evening calm. Was. The evening calm was.
Enveloping.
Enveloping. The evening calm was enveloping.
Yesterday?
Okay, so period. Oh, new sentence? Same sentence.
Same?
Okay. I put a period in too soon. So here's our first sentence. The evening calm was enveloping yesterday. sentence.
But.
But, ooh, conflict.
Today.
Today, comparison.
I rode.
We'll just do one word, so I. But today I.
Experienced.
Experienced. Chaos. The evening calm was enveloping yesterday, but today I experienced chaos. New sentence.
And then I'm going to pause real quick because we have an and I just want to fill them in.
Of course.
Earl, are you there? Earl, are you there? I think he's having trouble connecting, so we'll continue. Sorry about that.
No worries. So I'll just go back. The evening calm was enveloping yesterday, but today I experienced chaos.
How?
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 Spell that last word, would you?
H-O-W.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Two.
Feel.
Fight.
What was your word?
Jim?
No, it was
I think it was Florence.
Florence.
Oh,
Florence.
Mine was fight.
Fight.
oh.
Ooh, how about? Okay, that's perfect. Here's our story. It's really poetry. Jesus. The evening calm was enveloping yesterday, but today I experienced chaos. How wonderful to feel the fight.
Excellent.
Give yourself a round of applause.
That's great.
Yeah. So we're all writers. Easy, done. Hi, Earl. How are you?
Earl, can you hear us? Oh.
Okay.
Looks like he's coming in and out.
Great. So we'll go ahead and mute everybody again. I think, do you have the power or do we need to mute on our own?
I can mute. Yep.
Okay. So that's just a kind of a collaborative, free flow exercise. And we have a, sorry?
I think
I heard
that's background. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's try a little dialogue. So can I have 2 volunteers? Just raise your hand or I guess I keep asking you to mute and then need to hear voices. 2 volunteers. I got Jim and Sam. Okay, so Jim and Sam will unmute. And I'm going to give you some circumstances. The 2 of you are, let's say, father-daughter. And Sam lives in New York. And Jim lives in Florida. And this is a long-distance phone call. So just improvise the phone call. And remember, beginning, middle, and end.
Ring, 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 ring. Hi, Dad.
How's it going, Sam?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
How's the weather down there in Florida?
Hot and muggy.
Muggy. It's muggy up here in New York, too.
I think Florida's got you beat, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. And we're all stuck because there's a huge pandemic here and we're stuck inside. How is it like in Florida?
I can hear you now.
Similar, yeah. With everyone being inside, it's, you know, the weather's outside, not getting out as much.
Yeah. How are your diabetes? How are you treating your diabetes?
Oh, I'm trying to keep that on track and normal as can be.
Oh, okay. Well, I miss you and Mom.
Miss you too. Take care.
Okay,
Love you.
I gotta go. I'm busy living in New York, so I'll go. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So everybody okay? Everybody survived the improv phone call. Can I get 2 more volunteers? So we got Earl and Sandy. Okay, so let's add a little more circumstance. Let's say Sandy, you're Mrs. Claus.
Who?
Mrs. Claus, Santa's wife.
Oh, all right.
And Earl, you're
Santa with her, but okay.
What did you say?
I said I'm not that.
What am I?
familiar, but
What am I?
You're Santa Claus.
Okay.
Okay. And it's Christmas, and Santa Claus got stuck in a chimney and has called Mrs. Claus at the North Pole. And you can add on whatever you want, but just go from there.
Hello?
What do I do?
Just play pretend that she's Mrs. Claus and you're Santa Claus. You got stuck in a chimney and you're calling her for help. So just make it up as you go. Yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Santa, you gotta talk to Mrs. Claus.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Claus.
Hi, what's up? Why aren't you working?
Oh, I'm pretty busy with, and I'm stuck in the chimney.
What? You're stuck in a chimney? I told you
Yeah.
not to eat those extra cookies.
Yeah, it's too much cookies and cupcakes.
Now what are you gonna do?
You have to help me.
I can't help you. I'm not there in that chimney with you. Did you try and wiggle?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, do you remember our salsa dance classes? I want you to try and do that. Maybe you'll get unstuck.
Okay.
Is it working?
Yeah,
Did you get through?
I'm a little loose now.
All right,
I'm
well,
turning.
remember that one move where we turn, so I want you to try that one.
All right. I'm going a little bit down. The gym.
Okay, good.
Now.
Good. Now try and jump a little bit to get yourself the rest of the way down, and no more snacks tonight. You got it?
I got it.
All right. See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. And Earl, you nailed the first rule of improv. You say yes and go with it, right? So the more we say yes to the idea, the more fun and the more movement the story has. So thank you both. And salsa, oh, that's brilliant. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. And I just want to make sure to see if John or Florence want to volunteer since we can't see them. 2 more volunteers. You can say no if you don't want.
Okay.
Florence is
Okay.
on. Florence's game.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, John?
What's that?
You want to play improv?
If I can know the rules, what are the rules?
Okay. The rules are you're having a long distance phone call with your daughter. Your daughter is Florence.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're stuck inside and there's a zombie at the door and you can't remember how to get rid of the zombie. So Florence is going to talk you through it.
Okay.
Okay. Go for it.
You know, I've been wanting to get out of this place for a long, long time, but I never knew how. Can you tell me how to do it?
What place are you in?
Well, I'm in a tight place. I don't know what its name is, but it's real uncomfortable. You're my daughter. You help me out.
It's uncomfortable. Yes, but tell me more. Where are you? What are you stuck in?
Well, I'm stuck in a place that I want to get out of. That's where I am. How about you?
I'm fine.
You're just like your mother. You always leave me in a tight place.
And don't forget, John, there is a zombie knocking at your door.
Well, that zombie doesn't look any worse than my daughter.
Oh my goodness. Here you are trying to get out. And you have the nerve to tell me that there's something doesn't look any worse than me? Dad, what's the matter with you?
Well, about the same thing as the matter with my wife. We don't think very well. We don't have a way of getting out of our predicament.
Okay. There's a zombie at your door. Is that what you told me?
Well, I thought that was you. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks a little bit like you. Maybe it's your mother.
Good. You can stay where you are.
I can stay where I am. Well, I am going to be here for a while.
Good. Maybe you can figure out how to get out.
Well, I thought you were going to help me get out because you're my daughter. Don't you have some sympathy?
I did until you told me the zombie looked like me.
Well, I didn't mean it in a mean, malicious way. I just thought you weren't being the kind of woman that would help me out of this tight place.
I'm going to try one more time. How about stomping on the floor 3 times, knock on the door 3 times, and say, "Way with you."
Way with you. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Didn't work.
Try it. You stomp on the floor 3 times.
1,
Let's do it.
2, 3. I did 3. 3 times.
Knock on the door 3 times.
There's my 3
Away with you.
Away with me. My goodness.
Say to the zombie, Dad.
It sounded like a musical to me. Are you trying to make music? You got rhythm?
Do you want to get the zombie away from the door?
I sure would like to get home. Because this place.
Okay, let's try it again.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Away with you. Away with you, zombie.
Now, turn the knob and see whether you can get out.
Turn my what?
Turn the knob, Dad.
Why do you want me to turn on myself? I didn't know what you had in mind.
Turn the knob, Dad.
Okay, dokie, I'll turn that knob. Ooh, that was a real sharp knob.
Did you get out?
I'm starting to get out. It feels like I'm out. Ooh, that wind blowing through my hair. Oh, that feels much better. Thank you.
You're out, Dad?
Yes, I'm out now.
I'm calling Mom to see whether you've been drinking or what. I'm glad you're out. Goodbye, Dad.
You talk to your mom if you want to.
Okay, goodbye, Dad.
Goodbye, daughter.
Oh, brilliant. That's going to end up on Netflix. That was amazing. Thank you.
That's only because I'm drinking.
Oh, really? So that's, you're a method actor. Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Thank you both so much. And before we mute again, because I have one more little exercise, is you have the ability to write or to have someone write for you? Pencil, paper? Lawrence?
Okay.
Do you have a pencil and a paper or a pen and paper you can write?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great.
Yes, I do.
John, do you have someone who can write for you?
I'll try and see if I got someone here to write for me.
Yeah, I'm going to give you instructions. So if you can write That's going to be really helpful.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
try.
So this is the last kind of game we'll play, and then I'll give you an idea of how to write your monologue. So this is called free writing, and the idea of free writing is that you let in the stream of subconscious, or your subconscious tap in. So you're going to probably start in a very conscious place, and then you're just going to write as fast as you can, or dictate to someone as fast as you can. Only I know statements. So I know I am typing this into the chat box. I know I am typing this into the chat box. I know that I am talking out loud. I know that I haven't talked out loud very much. So, and the same thing for you, but you write your own I know statements. I know this, I know that, as fast as you can. I'm going to set a timer. So just be patient. Try not to look up. Try to stay focused on what you know. And don't go back and look at anything you've written. Just write fast as you can. All right, any questions? Florence, do you have
Anything I think of, I started with I know that I.
Yes, so just the sentence I know, or it starts with I know, as many as you can put down in the time I give you. So I'm going to say go at some point, and then I'll tell you when to stop.
So everything has to be focused on I know.
Correct, yes. Is that a new
Okay.
person? Somebody just pop in?
Yes, it's Michael. Hi,
Hi,
Michael.
Michael.
Can you hear us, Michael? I don't think we can hear you. Can you hear us? No.
Okay. I will, it won't be that long, then we can let Michael know what's going on. All right, everybody ready? Any other questions or concerns? Okay, on your mark, get set, go.
I know very little.
Oh, write it down, Jeff.
Oh, I have to write down. Oh my goodness. I know.
I'm sorry to bother you, Sam. Can you mute? Yeah, great. Great, and stop. And you can finish your last sentence, yeah. Shake out your hand. Probably haven't done that, use those muscles in a while. You can finish that last thought, that last I know statement. That was about 4 minutes. The first time I ever did this exercise, it was 5, but basically I just set a timer and I went so that I didn't have to check in with time. So if you like this exercise and want to try it again, you can always do it on your own. And it doesn't have to be I know statements. It could just be whatever's coming out. But it's a little different than journaling because it's free writing. It's just writing down whatever comes out. So the next step is to go through your list. So just take a moment and go through your list and put a little star or circle or something that will give you the notation of 5 that are really popping out to you right now. So just go through and find 5 that really resonate with you right now. Right. Just make a little star, a little exclamation mark, a little circle, whatever that is for you.
What are we doing?
Hi, Michael. You popped in the middle of an exercise. Hi. So we were doing a little free writing when you popped in, but I'll explain it when we finish.
Okay. Should I get a notebook or something?
You can, yeah. Awesome. Everybody got 5 so far? Okay, so out of those 5, narrow it down to 3. So out of those 5, pick your top 3. Great. And then from those 3, pick the number 1 right now in this moment, that one statement. Great. And then if you will, Sam, if you will unmute everyone, and we will do this Quaker style, popcorn style. When the spirit moves you, share what you know.
Okay. Well, my top 1 was, I know I'm going crazy.
Okay.
I know I would rather perform than write.
I know the most important thing I can do is love myself.
I know life is precarious.
Know I am loved.
I have one in my group, and that's being able to capture my words every day.
Could you repeat that, John?
Yes, I can capture my words every day. Every day. I try to write every day.
Thank you.
know I'm living.
I know you know too.
Anybody else? Great. I know I am going crazy. I know I would rather perform than write. I know the most important thing I can do is love myself. I know life is precarious. I know I am loved. I know I can capture my words every day. I know I am living. I know you know too. So in some ways, writing all of those out has made its own monologue. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of reads like a poem, but your statement or somebody else's statement right here could be the genesis of your monologue. I could say the climax or the ending of my monologue is, I know I am loved. And I might work backwards from there. I might create a story around it. So really it's capturing that one sentence that is what you want to say in this monologue and working around it. And what we know from storytelling is that we usually have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And depending on what time period we wrote our story in the history of human civilization, that first part could be longer, that last part could be longer. It's however you want to lay it out. But the beginning usually is a little bit of exposition. I am here to tell you right now, I know I am loved. And then I drop the chicken. Okay, that's my monologue. But there's the climax and then a little resolve, a little resolution. So it's however you want to do it, but I'm going to give you some prompts. So again, you could use the I know statement. You could use this free writing exercise. But there's going to be a line of text that really speaks to you in your creation, and that should be the punch to the monologue. So some prompts. Can I share my screen? Or is that only?
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Okay, so I'm going to say these for the people who are on the phone, and I believe Carrie might send these out, but these are the prompts I came up with. The question, how do you thrive? Right? So if I were to say that, I thrive by creating. So I might work backwards, saying, when I was a little girl, I was left alone a lot as a child. Right? And then work my way up to, I thrive by creating. I'll fill in the middle parts. Another prompt might be, write a letter to yourself 1 year from now. What might you say to yourself? What do you imagine the future to look like? And write a letter to yourself 1 year from now. Another might be, write a letter to a different generation. As a Gen X, I have a lot to say to all the other generations, and the other part of me just, it doesn't matter, whatever. But I'm Gen X, right? If you're a baby boomer, maybe it's a letter you want to write to a younger generation, or if you're a younger generation, write one to an older. Write a letter to someone you wish you would have said something to when you had the chance. First time I ever wrote a monologue was in grad school, and I had just finished doing professional work. And one of the projects I had was a director, and there was an actor that I was very nervous about casting because she had been a problem before. But the powers that be said they talked to her, she's not going to be a problem. She was nothing but a problem. But I knew if I called her out, if I told her what I really felt in the moment, it could have damaged the entire production. It could have damaged the other cast members. It could have made her walk away and quit. And I made that the gut punch of my monologue, which was, do your expletive job. That was the main thing that I wanted to say. So I wrote the monologue around that. Another prompt, write a letter to someone you wish you would have said something to when you had the chance. Another way you could frame that is, what would you say to someone if you had the courage? right? And if you notice, a lot of these are speak to someone else, right? Usually monologues are, I am talking to another person. It's a long chunk of dialogue. So make sure you have someone in mind that you want to talk to when you write the monologue. What would you, let's see. Oh, I did like this one though. It's a little off topic. Put your situation, your current situation, into a metaphor, like a tornado, or this is a fire. This is a zombie apocalypse. And you could write it like a children's story. And sometimes if you provide the analogy or the metaphor, the theme, the why will present itself. And then finally, I did some fill in the blank. So much like the I know statements, you could say, I love blank. I want blank. I fear blank. I need blank. So those could be your prompts. I love ice cream. I love it so much. I love it so much right now. It is my best friend. I love ice cream. I want to take more walks outside. I need to take more walks outside. I fear that I might get too comfortable doing this. You can reveal as much about yourself as you want. You can create a character so it's outside of yourself. But the idea is follow one of these prompts, create your own, but remember you want a beginning, a middle, and end. You want to talk to another person. And a lot of times it's exposition. Here's where I am. This is the climax. This is the resolution. And you can use a prompt. Good monologues, 1 to 2 minutes. If you're going over 2 minutes, it's rough, right? Keep it tight. So I like to think about start write as much as you.
Sorry about that, Nichole.
That's okay.
It looked like it went mute. So if you can repeat that again so everyone can hear it.
Checking. So I like to think of it kind of like the free write. Write as much as you want, and then figure out where the fat is and where the meat is, and just start trimming around the meat, like the sustenance. And then you can just keep, my suggestion is do it a little bit a day, revisit it a little bit of a day, and know your timeline. And then just say it out loud and time it with a stopwatch. And if it's over 2 minutes, you need to start trimming more. So like I said, I will share this with Carrie and Sam to pass on to you. Does anybody need me to repeat anything, or do you have any questions?
Nichole, I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can refresh everybody's memory on what a monologue is.
Yeah.
That would be helpful, I think, so we're all sure that we know what that is.
Okay, what is dialogue? Anybody?
Person conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah, so me and Florence were having a conversation right now. Or when you had that conversation with your long distance relationship in our game earlier, that's dialogue. So 2 from the dia, or duet, anything with 2. So the monologue is just one person, solo, monologue. The other thing I can share is a link to, there was a theater festival that just went online a week ago, and they were original monologues. And so they were sent out to actors, and the actors did self-tapes of these original monologues. So I can pass that link along too, so you can see what that's like. Or I could show you one right now, I think.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, let me find the link. And then I think I can share my screen. This festival is 3 hours long, so.
Thank Theater Lab for organizing this event, and to all those out there who are generous enough to donate to some of us struggling artists in need. So thank you so much, and today I am honored to perform a monologue called Soon by Stephen Nichole. Oh, just stop crying, please. Oh, please. Oh, all right. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Mommy's just tired. Oh, like you should be right now. Yes, you should be tired too. Yes, you should. That's right. Oh, baby, don't cry. Oh, what's wrong? Me neither. Daddy. You miss Daddy. Oh, I miss Daddy too. Oh, Daddy soon, baby. Soon. Daddy soon. Oh, I hope.
Just all of this sounds to me like all exchanges of any kind.
You want to know how I got this watch? Shall I tell you how I got this watch?
Well, I understand the word.
Okay, I'll tell you, but after this, it's bedtime, okay?
Negative.
Promise?
Root around.
Pinky promise? Okay.
No, I'm talking about on your monologue.
My mommy gave me this watch, and her mommy gave it to her. And someday, I'll give it to you. Yes, I will. That's right. Oh, but we really have my grandfather. You see, it was his watch first. He bought it with his first ever paycheck. And he was so worried that he would break it. First ever paycheck with his first ever watch. That when he left the store, he carried it out, holding it firm but gentle. Just firm enough to keep it safe, but gentle enough not to break. Like a baby bird. Like a baby you. Like how I hold you, how Daddy holds you. Just firm enough to keep you safe, but gentle enough not to break you. So he carried this watch in his hands. And in his hands, the watch hands ticking like the heartbeat of a baby bird. And he can feel this ticking, this pulsing, this breathing, this vibrating little thing in his ear. And he can't resist but to hold it to his ear, to hear the tick and the tock as the seconds pulse by. And as he did this, and shifts his precarious equilibrium, my grandmother runs into him. My grandmother knocks him off balance. My grandmother sends the watch flying into the air. And in this moment, time stops. Sound stops. Everything stops. And their eyes meet. And in that moment, my grandparents saw each other for the first time. And around them, silence. And above them, the watch suspended in midair. And below the watch, my grandparents, eyes open, mouths open, hearts open. Who is this young woman? And who is this young man? And why did she run into me? And where did his watch go? And wait, is she laughing? And really, where does his watch go? But oh, her smile. And oh, his eyes. And oh, my watch. And oh, his watch. And the wide look of wonder and curiosity in their eyes becomes a look of panic and fear. And above them, the second hand of the watch ticks. And time restarts in a rush of sound. And the watch, well, the watch falls and breaks. Face is cracked, and the hands aren't ticking. And at the same time, they reach for the watch in the dirt on the ground. They butt heads. Sorry, are you? I'm fine. She picks up the watch. The watch, it's fine. Your watch, it's fine. I'm sorry, it's fine. Let me get it fixed. Don't. Why not? What time is it? It's 2:05. 2:05. Yes. Then that's our time. Our time. This is our time. And again, they look deep into each other's eyes, and time seems to stop again, and their hearts seem to stop beating for a moment. And when they start beating again, they beat together in time. Then speed up, then never stop. Through births and marriages and deaths, until now. Right now. As I wear this watch on my wrist, forever stuck at 2:05. Daddy's home. Daddy's here. Oh. And you're asleep. You're asleep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mallory. Wonderful job, everybody. There's Mallory's info right there. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I have to
All
stop
right,
it. Hold on.
Miss Anne-Marie Olson, ladies and gentlemen. And, just as
Yeah, so I would argue that was a bit long. Did it feel a bit long? Yeah, so the more succinct you can make it, but she started out, or the monologue started out with the crying baby, and talking about why won't you sleep, right? So we kind of knew where we were in time and space, and who was the actor, the woman speaking to whom was she speaking? The baby, right?
To the baby.
Talking to the baby. I mean, she goes somewhere else, but she talks to the baby. And what was one line that stuck out to you? Was there a line that you remember?
Can you repeat that again? I didn't hear the question.
Oh, sure. Was there a line that you remember? I think for me it was this is our time. When they were meeting, like the rom-com cute meet with the watch, and she says this is our time, and then she looks at the baby and says this is our time. I felt like, to me, that's when it becomes open to interpretation. But that was the one line that stood out to me and made me think this is what the monologue is about. And that might have come from, or for you, it might come from that prompt. And I'm gonna pass this along, this link. So again, there's 3 hours worth of actors self-taping from their quarantine home of these original monologues. So you'll be able to see some examples. But again, go for like no more than 2 minutes. Any other questions?
Oh, when is it due again?
How do you feel about writing a monologue? Does everybody feel excited or nervous or?
Oh, we had a question from Florence first. I don't know if you heard it. She asked when it was going to be due, and I think we decided that was going to be, we haven't said it yet, but I think it was the 13th. Was that right, Nichole?
That's the Monday before? Right. I would be willing to say the 15th at the latest, but the 13th would be ideal. But we want to give the actors try to give them 48 hours to play with it.
Okay, so so that's going to be the 13th. We'll try to get it in on. It's going to be not this Monday coming up, which is the Monday after that, Monday the 13th.
So it gives you a little over a week, and if you come at it every day a little bit, I think that will satisfy your needs. Unless you're someone who likes to, wait till the end, because that's when the creative juices flow. It happens. It's your process. Whatever you want.
Nichole, I have a question.
Sorry, Matt, Michael.
I actually made a monologue before, so I actually know.
Great.
So,
well, feel free to add on. A lot of the prompts that I chose were ones that I felt were specific to our time. Because we're isolated, maybe we're starting to reflect on what we want to say to other people. Or maybe we're trying to figure out how are we thriving through this. So, or the I love, I want, I need, I fear. So that you have a range of, because these could be comedic. Don't but they're also very personal. So it could be cathartic for you.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Michael. Feel free to submit what you already have, but I say write more and see which one you want to submit so you have choices. You could write a monologue a day if you like.
I already wrote.
Okay. Carrie, did you have a question?
I have a quick question. Yes, thanks, Nichole. Is it just literally the monologue that we turn in? Is there any context provided, or is that completely up to the actor to figure out?
If you would like to write something, a setting, or stage directions, that's fine. But I would argue that you'll find some of that shows up in the monologue itself. But if you want to add something, by all means, for the actor. Sandy.
Yes, hi. So 2 questions. One, where do we submit it on Monday the 13th?
I think that's a question for Sam, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you want them ultimately, right? Because you want your students to act them out.
Oh, okay, so you can email them to me.
If that's okay, I can.
Yeah, oh no, that's
okay.
okay.
It works. Okay.
I was just thinking, follow the leader. So there's my email in the chat box. It's N as in Nichole, why not? And H is in Hamilton. So NYH at nmsu.edu.
Cool. And then just for clarification's sake, the monologue is a standalone. It's not housed within anything. I don't have to, it can just be a standalone story, or it can be part of something bigger that you may not even know about.
Correct.
Okay. It can be about anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to do. Just one person. And if you have a play that goes around it, or a screenplay or a teleplay, by all means. But yeah, the monologue should stand on its own. I have acting for non-majors, and we're doing monologues, and they tend to go out and do a monologue search, and they come back with these standalone self-written. But in that case, I ask them to find something out of a play so they can do a character analysis. But for these purposes, it's for us creating during crazy I like to call them interesting times. There's no need to bring crazy into this. They're interesting times. Florence.
No.
Did you have a question?
I would just like a repeat on the address.
Sure. NYH. Just 3 letters. Can you, I know Zoom can be tricky. Do those letters?
Yeah, I have NYH.
At NMSU.
Okay.
.edu.
At NMSU. I'm sorry.
NMSU.edu.
.edu.
And then I'm also going to go ahead and send out just like just a general thing of when it's due, like basically just a summary of everything, and then also how to contact you. And I'll send it all out via email. I have everyone's email in here, so we're good.
Yeah. And is everybody planning to write one? Because I would like to know how many students I'm potentially recruiting, student actors. Are you writing one, Florence?
I'll write one.
Yes.
I'll write.
John, are you writing one? Gone?
Yeah, I won't be able to, no,
You're not going to write a monologue?
not at this time.
Okay, thank you. What about Rob? Are you writing one?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So Florence, Rob, Michael's got one. How about you, Beth?
Gonna attempt it. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out.
Andy, yes. It's gonna be perfect. Jim, yes.
Yes.
Carrie, yes.
Yes.
Sam, yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Is Earl still on the phone?
He's
He left
not.
it, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to answer his door. But I can definitely fill him in, and I'll ask him, and I'll relay that to you, Nichole.
Yeah, because I might not have 10 actors, but if I know our gender identification, then I can have actors do multiple ones. Yeah, as long as I get a couple female and a couple male, should be good. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to email me at that address if you have further questions, but this should be fun. There should be nothing painful. I would say there is anxiety sometimes because your words are going to be spoken out loud, but I think don't confuse anxiety with excitement. This could be very exciting too.
Thank you, Nichole.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nichole. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I had fun.
So
This is
excited.
keeping me.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Florence.
Thanks, Nicole.
Look forward to 2
Thanks.
weeks. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Thank you much.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks. We also have another United Friday next week, but I'm going to be off, so we're just doing a viewing party of the art tutorial by Kelsey Hiss. But then again, we got to get our logs in on the 13th, and then we'll act them out on the 17th.
Right. And I'll email Sam and Carrie the links to other fun stuff that you can be doing too.
Cool. Thank you so
Sounds
much.
good. Yeah, and I'll certainly pass all that along.
It's always weird to leave.
I know. That's funny. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Nichole.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm carrying.
Yeah, Michael, if you want to give me a call, do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll give you a call.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm ending the meeting for everyone. I don't want to end it too soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, Florence.
Bye-bye.